Okay, hey, thank you for joining me for this New Year, New You webinar. Now, I was going to be using a PowerPoint presentation, however, there's been some technical issues and I haven't been able to get it to work. So I'm just going to work through, I've actually got the presentation actually written down, and I was hoping you weren't seeing me through most of it, you're going to be seeing the PowerPoint presentation. However, I'm still going to pursue and work through this with you. So this is recorded and you can watch it back at any point if you want to catch up on some things that are mentioned throughout this presentation. So first of all, I want to begin by acknowledging you for your desire to make this year your most epic yet. Many people have given up on the new year because they have tried everything and nothing has offered them the outcome, the expected outcome. So it always saddens me when I meet people who fall into this category because they have the desire to settle for an ordinary and possibly even a mediocre life, when we could all be having this outstanding life. But what if I was to say to you that you deserve to experience everything that life has to offer? What if I was to inform you that there is untapped potential inside every one of us that will enable us to accomplish all of our goals and our dreams? I'm not trying to hype you up or to motivate you without any real outcome, but instead I'm only sharing what I know to be true. It's definitely in, the change in my life over the last 2 years has been enormous. And the reason I'm certain is because if you're not currently experiencing your ideal life, then I know for a fact that there is more for you to experience and achieve as long as you never give up on the vision. So if you've got a goal or a vision, as long as you don't give up on it, you'll get there. There is a motto that was once shared with me, and I'm now going to pay it forward and offer it to you. In the end, it will always be great, and if it is not great, then it is not the end. If you are truly committed to making this year the most epic yet, and you are even more motivated by transforming your life so that it becomes more than you could have ever imagined, then you're ready for an experience that will catalyst your change. So let's get going. Okay, so the next slide was going to be, will you dance with me? So before we dig into a plan to make the year the most epic yet, I wanted to ask you to dance with me. Far too many people raise their hands and express an interest in a specific training, learning the material, and then actually do nothing with what they've gained. And these people remain stuck in their lives and they become cynical due to a lackluster of results. And the choice is to settle for mediocrity. And I don't want you to fall into this category. If you're truly committed to making this the most epic year yet, please, bust out your favourite dance moves right now. No one can see, just for a few seconds, so that you can prove to yourself that you're serious about making this change. It could be a shimmy, it could be the Charlton, whatever. Just moving those limbs, get up and dance, because this is going to be your year to shine. So how badly do you want it? So, okay, enough of the dancing for now. I want to get down to business with you. So one of the most consistent stumbling blocks for people when they're on a mission to make a change is losing sight of how badly they actually want to achieve it. It can be defined by losing weight, creating financial freedom, finding love, quitting a 9-to-5 job, traveling the world, spending more time with your children, etc. For the sake of our conversation, it is going to equal your goals, whatever they may be. And trust me when I tell you that I can completely empathize with the difficulty around making a sustainable change. It's not easy, and it requires a level of fortitude and resilience that most people are simply unwilling to commit because they lose sight of it, your goal, whatever that goal may be. So my question for you to ponder on right now at this second is, how badly do you want it? What will your life look like when you achieve it? What will you be able to do that you are unable to do right now? And how will it feel? Like I said before, achieving it, whatever that goal is not for the faint-hearted, but it is for you. And on this journey, I want you to know that you truly have my support. So let's begin. What I'm going to share with you is one of my most favourite topics and also the most difficult because it is packed with an enormous amount of information that requires a momentous amount of action. What I want you to realise is that you do not need to do everything that I share in order to succeed, but rather find the strategies that work for you and then focus all of your effort into that area. The key is that you achieve your desired outcome. So whether follow some of my ideas verbatim, you adapt these strategies to make them your own, or you create your own path for success. I just want you to begin living your ideal life, whatever that might be. It's different for every one of us. My final thought before we dig into 16 strategies to make this your most epic year yet is the following. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep reading the last one. I'm sure you have tried many things in the past and some of them worked while others have led to disappointment. But regardless of which path you took that brought you to this very moment, I ask that you open to writing a new chapter that starts today and begins with a completely open mind. When we're children, we would dream without limitations, experience everything that life has to offer, and execute without fear. So let's be children together so that you can go full throttle into this year with the goal of making it the most epic time of your life. And are you ready? Let's begin. Okay, so the first strategy, and this is just so important. It's definitely one that I use a lot. Start with your why. The first and most important strategy, whenever you're about to make a change, is to dig into the emotion that is motivating you in the first place. So why? Why is this change vital? Your why is what keeps you going whenever everything inside says to quit. Your why is the reason you will get out of the bed in the morning with momentum. Your why is what will guarantee that your goal becomes real if you never lose sight of it. Your why is your story. So if your goal is to lose weight this year, your why might be something to do with experiencing life as an overweight child and how you were made fun of. Or if your goal is to create financial freedom this year, your why might be something to do with growing up in poverty. Or if your goal is to quit your 9-to-5 job, your why might be because you've missed precious milestones in your children's life because you were at work. I'm only sharing these examples to initiate your thought process, but now it's up to you. Why is your goal insanely important to you? Once you gain access to your story, make sure that you write it down. You can record an audio or a video, draw a picture, or do something so that you never forget your ultimate motivation to transform. So I love to create vision boards. I haven't got it in the room where I'm presenting this right now, but a vision board is awesome. You can put lots of things on there. Mine definitely has some things related to my why. So my why, it does change. It changes constantly. It's not a set in stone thing, but my why has probably been the same for about the last 10 months now. And I am passionate to educate others about the natural healing journey that I've been on with my family and my children, and to educate others on how you can question pharmaceuticals. They don't have to be the answer to everything, and that holistic way can work, and it certainly has with my children. I'm passionate about diet, removing toxins, obviously using the oils. That is my passion with doTERRA. But kinesiology, so many things, but we take very expensive supplementation every month. And my daughter, I cannot take her off that. She's stable now and in such a great position to where she was 5 years ago. But her supplements cost me $2,000 every 3 months. They're really, really expensive. But yet I know she needs them, so I'm not going to take her off them. And so my motivation was, and actually that $2,000 wasn't just for her, it was for all 4 of us in the family. Hers cost me just short of $600 every 3 months. And when my husband lost his job, it was like, how are we going to afford to pay for these? You know, he was made redundant 18 months ago. And so the passion for me, I'm motivated, one, to educate others on what I've learned, where they can't afford to access these holistic GPs that, you know, cost $300-400 for 45-minute appointment, but also to be able to provide those supplements for her. So, being able to bring in some money, and doTERRA definitely enables me that. My income has grown exponentially since 12 months ago. It's crazy. I'm bringing in the same income that my husband does, working full time. Okay, so that's a little bit about my why. So that's my passion. I'm passionate to educate others that there is another way. And so then no one has ever accomplished anything substantial or sustained the outcome without a synergistic support of like-minded people who are also on a journey to transform. So one of the greatest benefits of being part of doTERRA is that I'm a team with people from all around the world who are all committed to experiencing more out of life. So it's not just Australia-based. I've got team members in the UK, Singapore, France. I think we've got someone in Canada, someone in the US. So it really is a worldwide community, and everyone wants to give back. Everyone wants to create freedom. Everybody wants to leave a legacy, and everyone wants to thrive with their health. I consider my doTERRA team a competitive advantage over anyone who is trying to accomplish a goal on their own. Because when I have a bad day, and let's face it, we all have them, one, I go back to my why, that totally takes me back. I'm never going to give up when I think about my why. But when I'm having a bad day or I become distracted, there is always somebody to help get me back on track. Someone that I can pick up the phone, send a text message to, and get an almost immediate response. That's how passionate the team is and how closely knit the community is. And you need this level of committed support as you make this year the most epic yet. So you are welcome to join my team if you're not currently part of doTERRA. Your other option that you can do in addition to joining my team is to think of someone who will hold you accountable, but not just anyone. This person should embody values that hold near or dear to your heart, such as follow through, success mindset, healthy, driven, accessible, loyal, goal oriented, etc. So once you build a list of characteristics that are non-negotiable, begin to assess your current network for people who meet these requirements, and then introduce the possibility of setting up an accountability system. Share your why with these people, share your desired outcomes, and commit to meeting either on the phone or in person for 10 minutes each week for status checks. They will prove to be enormously valuable on your journey to transform. Off the top of your head, how many people come to you right now that would be perfect for your accountability network? I can think of 30, 40 people right now, off the top of my head, that I access very, very regularly. So if one person isn't available and I really need help on that, whatever it is that I'm going through on that bad day, or maybe I've got something that I need assistance with, there's always somebody else that I can pick the phone up to. Okay, define your ideal outcome. Although this is really not funny at all, I often find it humorous when people have a big vision for their life, but they don't spend the time defining their ideal outcome for the goal that they've set. So if your goal is to make this the most epic year yet, what I know it is, then it is extremely important that you clearly define your ideal outcome. For example, if weight loss is your goal, how much weight and when do you want to lose it by? What will you be able to do once you lose the weight? How will you sustain the change? How will you know when you've achieved this goal? There should be at least 5 to 7 questions that you answer prior to committing to any goal, because your outcome is what you are striving to achieve. Yes, the journey is special and exciting, and this is where you will grow and become more resilient, but we're working towards a destination together, and I want to make sure that you know exactly where you're traveling. Who is courageous enough to write down what their ideal outcome is? You don't have to share it with me, but just down on paper. That makes you accountable. Share it with somebody. Share it with one of your friends, family member, your husband, your partner, your best friend, whoever. And you've got to create an anchor to remind yourself of success. Since we're all human beings and the possibility of getting distracted, discouraged, or downright frustrated is possibly an inevitable outcome on our journey to make this the most epic year yet, we need a way to reconnect to our why so that our actions do not become a screeching halt or don't come to a screeching halt. What we need is an anchor, something that will catch us and remind us of the magnitude and sheer importance of accomplishing our desired outcome. Earlier, I asked you to dance with me, and then I posed the question, how badly do you want it? With the goal of initiating the creation of your anchor, but now it is something you need to establish for yourself. Some people like to create a visual representation of their goal and post it throughout their home, office, car, etc., so that it's always in front of their face. That's my vision board. That's why I've got it. It is there in front of me every day. My children know my vision board, and they ask me, how close are you to this, Mum? Constantly. I must get asked at least on a weekly basis by my son when I'm going to be diamond. He knows that that's my goal for this year, which is a rank within doTERRA, and he asks me every day, at least weekly, if not more. Others like to be more discreet and make it part of their daily mantra or prayer. Others like to wear a bracelet, listen to a song, read a specific quote. It might be that you pick up a bottle of your essential oil and you anchor it to that. How powerful is that, to have an oil that backs up your intention of what you've set for yourself? So whatever works for you is perfect, as long as it reminds you of your why and it helps you to accomplish your desired outcome, which is vital. Okay, so if you want to, feel free to put into the comments the chat. I don't know if I've put it on, so I'm just going to turn the chat feature on. So if you want to, you can let me know what your anchor is going to be. I'd love to hear from you. So one of the most overlooked areas that tend to hold people back from actualizing their goal is their environment, or lack thereof. For example, if your goal is to lose weight and your environment is filled with junk food, the chance for success is minimal at the best. So environment matters in a really big way. And the key is to make your environment work for you and make the entire journey easier. Leave your personal development books on your kitchen table. Mine are there by my bed. I've got Mindset at the moment and The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. So they're my personal development books that I'm reading at the present time. Fill your refrigerator with your healthy food choices. If you haven't got those junk foods there, you can't eat them. So, prepare, and whatever your goal is, make sure that you've got the right tools there to help you achieve it. Don't set yourself up for failure. Set yourself up for success. Unplug the television in the living room so that you can give your children that undivided attention. And that is certainly something that is one of my top goals this year, is to spend more quality time with the kids, to move away from electronics as often as possible and to give them my attention. Leave empowering audios in your car so you can enjoy when you're in traffic. Audio books on your phone, you can have podcasts, whatever it is. If you're traveling on the train, if you're going on a flight, get them loaded up onto your device so that you can listen to those while you're traveling. Because that's time that you can't really do anything other than sit and read or listen when you're traveling. Bring lunch to work each day. Diffuse doTERRA essential oils daily. Put a journal next to your bed, etc. Accomplishing your goals is not an easy feat, so make your environment a place that will increase the likelihood of success. So ask yourself, what's the first action you're going to do to make your environment work for you? Publicize your commitment. It's one thing to write your goals down on a piece of paper and then hide them in your desk drawer, but it's an entirely different experience when you publicly announce what you're going to achieve. This is often the most overwhelming and fear-filled strategy that people will face, because sharing your goals means that if you fall short, other people will know, but it works. I've seen people creating their ideal life simply because they do not want people to recognize their failure. So whatever works, right? So go on social media, call your friends, record a video, post it to YouTube, compose a mass email, etc. But let the world know that you will achieve your goal to make this the most epic year yet. And I know it's going to make you squirm, but all growth occurs when you move outside of that comfort zone. It's the only way. And I've learned that over the last 2 years. And I've stepped outside of my comfort zone, and I keep stepping outside of my comfort zone. Webinars were not something that I embraced easily. But, you know, I'm motivated to do them. It's to support all of my team, because a lot of them are not Brisbane based, and I've got people over in the UK that I need to support. But, you know, I've just announced I'm going to be Diamond this year, and I want to be Diamond by July of 2017. That is my goal for this year on a business front. So many studies have been conducted comparing the difference between those who accomplish their desired outcome and those who fall short. So one of the most widely known and effective ways to set goals is by using the acronym SMART. So I used SMART when I was back at university. I've used it when I've worked for employers. We used to have to set SMART goals for some of our objectives for the year for our performance reviews. So SMART stands for specific. So this means, well, the S stands for specific. This means your goal includes systems for achievement. You have specific actions that can be carried out that work towards your larger goal. Measurable. This means that the changes you see once the goal is reached are noticeable. You will feel different in the best way possible. And then they've got to be attainable. This means that the goal has to be both realistic and tangible. There are benefits to aiming high, but you don't want to aim so high that you become disappointed and discouraged for making any changes at all if you can't reach that goal set. So, you know, my daughter, bless her, she wants to be a princess. I guess it might be possible, but it's quite a high goal, and she's more than likely not going to reach it. Or I'm not saying that's her goal right now. She's a little bit older, but that was one of her goals when she was a little bit younger. Not really achievable. It's certain, you know, we're not all going to be Mary from Tasmania that get to marry our prince. So, you know, she's got to, you know, you've got to be realistic, and the goals have to be attainable. They've got to be relevant or rewarding. This means that there is a real need for your goal. You have been unsatisfied with a certain area of your life for some time and have a strong motivation for change. They've got to be trackable. So this is similar to measurable, but means that you can assess your progress throughout the process. Are you sticking to a schedule? Are you losing weight gradually? Are you getting along better with your loved ones, etc.? Whatever that goal is. And the best time to start the process of goal accomplishment was yesterday. And the second best time is right now. Many people spend more time thinking about their goals versus taking action that make desired outcomes real. Tony Robbins says it the best. The path to success is to make massive and determined action. Your daily priority should be to take one action step daily towards achieving your desired outcome. These steps don't need to be perfect. These steps might mean that you stumble your way through, but a step is a step, and it's moving you in the direction of your most epic year yet. I always recommend that you should write down your daily action step the evening before, so that when you wake, you know exactly what your execution plan is for the next day. Consistency always wins, so your daily execution plan might be the same thing every day, and as long as you continue to follow through, you will get to your desired outcome. Epic year, and trust me, this is so worth it. So what is one immediate action step that you will take? Track and celebrate daily. So most people start the year strong, begin to see progress, forget to track how far they've traveled, and then reach a point when all of a sudden they doubt their ability, and since they have no objective data on their progress, feel like nothing has changed and they give up. And has this ever happened to you? I know it certainly has to me in the past. So I challenge you right now to track your progress daily. This means if your goal is to lose weight, track everything you did that day that will contribute to this goal. This means if your goal is to make more money, track everything that you did that day that will contribute to that goal. And this means if the goal is to spend more time with your kids, track everything that you did that day that will contribute to that goal. The result matters, 100% they do, but your actions are equally as important. So track, and celebrate. Your end result is this epic year, which is the beginning of an epic life. Each victory along the way must be celebrated because you've earned it. So even if your vision of celebrating is looking in the mirror and smiling at yourself for 5 minutes straight, you just need to acknowledge your progress. You will know that you're hitting your tipping point when all of a sudden your goals change into daily habits. This is when literally nothing can stop you because you have officially forgotten what it means to live a mediocre life, as you have gravitated to a place of pure vitality and success. Establishing habits will take time, but this should be part of your goal. The habit of healthy eating, the habit of exercising regularly, the habit of spending time with your kids, the habit of making money, the habit of reading books, the habits of socializing with quality people. The best part about habits are that they become 100% enjoyable. I started back with my PT yesterday. I've got an 11:45 PT session, forgetting that I had a webinar at 11 o'clock. So I was like, I can't make it. I rang my PT. Instead of saying I can't make it, I said, I'm going to be late. I've got a webinar, it clashes. I'm coming, but I'm going to be late. So I've already told her that I'm going to be there. So when this is finished, that's where I'm going. I need to achieve my goal. And so my goal is that I want to lose some weight this year. So I will be going to my PT today. So yeah, it's making it a habit. So if you hate broccoli or running on the treadmill, you will yearn for both of these activities once being healthy becomes a habit. And it might sound crazy right now, but I promise this will be your experience once you reach the point of turning your goals into habits. So which habit are you most excited for? I believe in action over perfection, but I have also seen that 100% is easier than 90%. I will give you a super basic example. It's easier to eat healthy 100% of the time than 90% of the time. It's easier to exercise every day than 3 days a week. It's easier to play with your kids each night than only 2 nights each week. When it comes to scheduling, creating habits and following through, predictability is key. You need a predictable schedule, you need a predictable routine, and you need to take predictable action every day. Yes, you can take a day off here and there if you truly desire, but this often turns into a week, a month, and then a goal that never materializes, which is why I know it's intense, but 100% is easier than 90%. But there is one caveat. If you do fall off the track, just get started again. Don't beat yourself up. Don't punish yourself. Don't give up. Get that Motivate oil out. Get your essential oil blend out of Motivate. There's nothing better than diffusing that oil in the morning to really kickstart you to achieve what you've got to achieve for that day. And the people that I know who have achieved the highest levels of success nearly always have had their breakthrough after a breakdown. And I so believe in you, and I cannot wait to see what you create for yourself this year. Okay, throw away plan B. This strategy is going to be counterintuitive, but I must share it, and I'm going to begin with a quote from actor, rapper, philanthropist, entrepreneur, and comedian Will Smith. There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. You are setting an intention to make this year the most epic yet, which will then begin the process of creating an epic life filled with vitality and success. So this is your plan A. What could plan B even consist of? A mediocre life? A life filled with compromises? A life of limitations? If your goal is epic, then that should be the only plan. Don't give up. Don't give yourself the permission to settle for anything less than you desire, because when you start to have this conversation with yourself, you will already be defeated. The easy way out might look easy, but it is filled with a lifetime of regret. I know having only one plan is scary, but it's also one way to guarantee your success because there's no alternative route. Just one path to the most epic year yet. Okay, pick a passion and pursue it relentlessly. One extremely obvious strategy is often overlooked is the importance of attaching your passion to your goal. So let me give you a few examples of this. If your goal is to exercise more and your passion is dancing, combine the two and start dancing as your means of exercise. If your goal is to spend more time with your children and your passion is playing basketball, combine the two. Play basketball with your children. If your goal is to eat healthier and your passion is baking, then bake gluten-free cakes with organic ingredients and coconut sugar. I'm just giving you some examples, but my point is that you do not need to give up things. that you love in order to make this year the most epic yet. It's the exact opposite. You should only perform tasks that will bring you absolute joy and passion. What is your number one passion? Mine is helping other people. Helping other people realise that there is an alternative to natural health. It's definitely changed my family's life, and so I will scream it from the rooftops. And if I only change one person's life, that is one person's life that I have changed. And I know I've already done that, and I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep on going. Recognise the little voice inside. What happens when your little voice of doubt creeps into your head and begins to try its best to sabotage your success? I want to know that this is a guaranteed occurrence. We are all human beings, and our self-limiting beliefs will eventually try to get in the way of our own success. But remember, you have an anchor that will get you back on track. No plan B. You've built a committed group of supporters, and you are crystal clear on your outcome. So my recommendation when the little voice enters your mind is to laugh, ignore, and move on. Nothing can stop you at this point because your epic life is within reach, and any self-limiting beliefs are just chapters of a previous book, not the one you are authoring right now. I know it's not easy to ignore these sounds, and if you are faced with a little voice that begins to get too loud to manage, you've just got to reach out. Reach out to me. Reach out to somebody for encouragement. Been down this road before. I still go down there every so often, and the best way to combat the little voice is by talking louder about a life filled with limitless possibilities. Be afraid and do it anyway. Okay, so you're about to do something pretty big in your life, and being afraid is extremely important and normal. But you've got to continue forward or onwards. The true strength of an individual is when they face their fear, false evidence appearing real, and keep on keeping on. Your life matters way too much, and as you step into this new realm where anything is possible, it will leave you in an uncertain state because you have probably never been here before. And this is simple. This is similar to my last piece of advice. Tap into your why. Connect with your supporters. Recite your ideal outcome. Use your anchor. You have no plan B, and keep on taking action. I promise that taking action while still being afraid is not going to hurt you. Instead, it's going to make you far stronger, both physically and emotionally. And I cannot wait for you to be afraid, because this is when I know that you're growing. No one has ever changed their life in the safe harbour of the known. It's all about stepping outside that comfort zone. Okay, and my final strategy is using doTERRA essential oils. An absolute must on your quest to this most epic year yet is diffusing doTERRA essential oils. Diffusing essential oils not only makes my home smell amazing, I've got Passion diffusing right next to me at the moment, and it smells amazing, but they can also provide other health benefits as well. Here are a few of my favourite recipes that will help make this year epic. Success mindset. 3 drops of the Breathe essential oil, or the Easy Air for Australia, 2 drops of wild orange, and 3 drops of lime essential oil. Lead with power. 2 drops of cinnamon bark essential oil, 2 drops of patchouli, 2 drops of rosemary, 6 drops of sandalwood, and 2 drops of ylang ylang. Become epic. 2 drops of wild orange, 2 drops of balance, and 2 drops of cedarwood. Build momentum. 2 drops of wintergreen, 2 drops of juniper berry, 2 drops of white fir, 1 drop of cinnamon bark, and 2 drops of cypress. And then Nothing Can Stop You blend. 2 drops of white fir, 1 drop of peppermint, 3 drops of rosemary, and 2 drops of lemon. So which diffuser blend will you try first? If you would like, I will post, because this would have been on the PowerPoint presentation. So for anyone that's registered, I will email out those diffuser blends as well, so you've got access to those. Or you can replay this webinar to write them down if you didn't manage to catch them all. Okay, so in my next few posts, I'm going to share why I chose doTERRA as my essential oil provider and the various ways to use the oils. Okay. So this is probably one of the questions I get asked the most when I'm sharing my oils, because there's so many brands on the market. But why did I choose doTERRA? Well, not all oils are created equally. One of the reasons I chose doTERRA is because of their co-impact sourcing. doTERRA sources its oils from all over the world so that each oil is derived from its indigenous environment, where they are grown and harvested in the proper altitude, climate, seasons and soil. You therefore end up with a far superior product. This is where doTERRA's commitment to purity begins. The second main reason is that the oils are certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. And this is really important because every oil has zero fillers, synthetics, dyes, pesticides, or contaminants of any kind. They are just pure, unadulterated oil. doTERRA created this standard as a promise of quality, a promise of purity, and each and every batch is third-party tested so that you can be confident in not just their purity, but also the potency as well. So there's 3 ways to use essential oils. We can use them topically. So when applying your oils to the area of the body that needs support, they reach the bloodstream within 20 seconds, and they are then distributed throughout the body within 20 minutes. It's best to dilute the oils in fractionated coconut oil to avoid skin sensitivity, and we always dilute for children. So the recommendation is for a 6-month-old to a 2-year-old, 1 drop to 10 mils of carrier oil. For a 2-year-old to a 12-year-old, it's 1 drop to 5 mils. And then 12-year-old upwards into adulthood, it's 1 drop to 2 mils of carrier oil. The bottoms of the feet are a great place to apply the oils, as it's the most porous section of the skin, allowing for quick absorption. You can also apply on the back of the neck and along the spine. We've also got aromatically. So I've got my diffuser there. I've got the Aroma Bloom just at the side of my bed. I've got diffusers in every room in the house. But you can put a drop of oil into the palm of your hand, cup your hand to your nose and inhale. And if you do that with peppermint or wild orange, wow, completely wakes you up and focuses you. I only do that diluted in my children's hand, and I recommend dilution for diffusing in the palm of your hand for yourselves as well. Diffusing is also a great way to benefit from the oils. They can support respiratory function and enhance moods. So in the diffuser, you fill it with water to the line, which will be in your instructions depending on what your diffuser is. It's ultrasonic, it vibrates the water, and you just get a cold steam coming out. So we never ever heat the oils. That destroys the therapeutic benefits. You will get the aroma, but the reason that we use doTERRA is to get that therapeutic benefit. And then we've got internally. doTERRA is the only brand of oil that I would trust to use internally. Please do not assume that it's okay to use any brand of oil internally, as purity varies greatly. It's safe for consumption. The bottle will clearly be labelled if it's approved for internal use. Once you are assured of quality, you can add 1 drop to your water or tea. I like any of the citrus oils for this, as it helps me drink my daily recommended amount of water. Okay, I deeply believe in you and I want to support you. So what an experience this has been. I am honoured to have spent time with you as I introduce strategies that will propel your life forward so that you can accomplish your goals, experience your full potential, and enjoy vitality and success. You deserve everything that you create in your life, and my hope and desire is that you recognise that greatness is yours as long as you do not give up. Never settle. Delete the word mediocre from your vocabulary. Expect that you will achieve your desired outcome. Recognise that I'm always here for you. It's my greatest pleasure connecting with people who are ready to make a change and who are committed to seeing this come to fruition. My goal is to make this year the most special, successful, and epic yet, and accomplishing this as a team will create even more joy. I know that you're probably ready to bust out of your seat with excitement in anticipation of your most epic year yet. I also know that you're probably interested in using doTERRA essential oils as a means to support your success when it comes to each goal you have set. So what now? How do I know what to use? How do I get started? I want you to know that you are never alone on your essential oils journey. I will personally be here to guide you every step of the way with answers to your questions, resources, and introductions to other people who are on this journey with us. In addition, I have a really special email series that I will email out to new oil users that lays a foundation of knowledge and awareness for incorporating essential oils into their lives. There are a number of ways to get started with using essential oils for yourself. How can I become a wellness advocate? I remember the first time I was exposed to a class just like this. I was so excited, but again, I was very overwhelmed by the variety of oils and their seemingly limitless applications. However, I was assured that I would have support, and I absolutely cherished the adventure. My life changed because of doTERRA essential oils, and I am confident you will have this same experience once you get started too. There are 3 ways to begin using doTERRA's essential oils. You can purchase oils at the full retail price, which is the most expensive and not recommended. You can pay $35 membership fee like Costco, and you can then purchase your oils at wholesale price with 25% off retail, which is totally awesome. You can purchase an enrollment kit. With the enrollment kit, your membership fee is waived and your kit oils are below wholesale pricing. I would recommend either option 2 or 3 from the above based on your desires. And you can visit www.mydoterra.com/a-gut-instinct to purchase your oils or to become a wholesale member with doTERRA. Or you can send me an email at admin@agutinstinct.com, or you can send me a Facebook message. So I'm Jo Dissanayake -a gut instinct. And we're done. But this is simply the beginning. I could go on and on about doTERRA's essential oils simply because they have made such a difference in my life and the lives of other people I have shared them with. Remember, you can get started by visiting the website mydoterra.com/a-gut-instinct. In addition, I want you to know that I'm happy to answer questions that you have about using essential oils for you and your family, as this is truly my ultimate passion. I love having the chance to share something that has made a difference in my life. Please message me via Facebook or send me an email, and I'll respond as quickly as possible. If you would like to have a one-on-one consult, or if you would like to attend one of my many workshops in Brisbane, if you go to eventbrite.com/a-gut-instinct, you will find all of my workshops that are coming up. I want to thank you for being here for part of this new year, new you. I'm really excited that so many of you have decided to start your essential oil journey with me. Since life has changed so dramatically since using essential oils, I've made it my responsibility to share these powerful products with as many people as possible. This has become my why, and it truly is an honor to introduce the essential oils into your life. So I thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.